Welcome back to Stargate to Source with Hara Katsiki and myself, Priscilla Lewis. Today we will be talking about the higher self, how we can connect with the higher self, and also bring in some quantum healing sessions for you to listen at. As usual, you can find our details below on this video, but let's start and delve into what the higher self is. So Hara, please tell us what you think the higher self is and how we connect with it.
Okay, so we start with a difficult question, I would say,
Yeah.
in a sense that, from my perspective, this is something that, however we try, we cannot really put it into words. It's something that is beyond the human language to really put it a label and to describe it in a way that it will make sense, absolute sense, and we can understand it fully. But however, I will say my personal view on it, and what I have found is that I mean, there are many terms about the higher self. First of all, there are people who talk about the higher consciousness, the inner self, the higher whatever, the oversoul, the, I don't know, there's just so many terms describing the same thing. um, and I personally have found one that resonates with me, and it has helped me tremendously, and this is the true self. And I will explain why I'm saying that. Because for me, it's this inner wisdom that we have, is the part that is our true essence, and it's the part that is intimately connected with God. It is God. We are God. We are the creator. We are it. This original life force energy is running through us. We are that. And I have found that this description, the true self, uh, has helped me to be able to connect with that part of me. And it has also helped the people who come to have sessions with me, to understand, to trust, and to really dive deep into the totality of ourself in that way, and to dive into the inner truth of us and make this connection easier in a way. And I like this term, because for me, it defeats the disconnectedness of me, the lower self, and there the higher self, and also applies this self unification, which is, I believe, what is the higher self, the self, the totality of the self.
Mhm.
uh, how about you? How would you describe it?
Well, there's lots of interesting things that you said about the lower self and the higher self, and that we're all connected. And I think you just delved right into the deep end there, because we are all one and we are all connected to the one source. And I use a analogy that says, is a wave part of the ocean or the ocean part of the wave? I feel
Beautiful.
like you will always be part of your higher self and you will always be connected. And your higher self is always there. It is always ready to communicate with you. But are you aware of being present and making the effort to actually move within yourself and make the connection?
Beautiful, beautifully said. I couldn't agree with you more. And I would like to say, the first time I connected with with my higher self, it was after yoga. We were having a relaxation, and I had been trying to connect with that part of myself for a while before that, and I just thought I was not able to. So there I was laying on the yoga mat. My eyes were closed, and I was like trying to connect, and suddenly I hear a voice inside of my mind, and it says, I ask something like, yeah, I want to speak to my higher self. I want to connect with my higher self. And I hear a
Yeah.
voice which says, I am here. And I, my reaction was so funny and so childish. I'm like, finally, oh my God. Like, I mean, I've been trying, I've been calling you so much, such a long time. Where have you been? And they say, we were always here. We have always been here. It's you that you were not listening.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, oh my God. Like, this answer just confirmed me that indeed I was speaking with this part of myself, because the answer, was like so brilliant in a way.
Yes, and I love that because meditation and yoga, it's all a way to just move within yourself and make that connection. So meditation is a great way to connect to your higher self, and it is probably a difficult thing to do once you start out, because you have to develop a part of yourself that you haven't used. So initially, that connection and really listening to what your higher self is may seem difficult, but the key is to keep practicing and keep tuning into yourself, keep looking at ways of how your higher self is communicating with you, because it could also be external.
What do you mean external?
Yeah. Well, if you say to your higher self, please show me how you are connecting to me, they could probably show you in a way of signs. When you think of that particular thought in any moment and you look at numbers, for example, or you see repetitive things,
Mm,
that could be their way to say, we are here, start listening.
mm, mm, mm. The physical signs, the ones that are the strongest ones in a way for a human to
Hmm.
understand. Yeah.
Yes, like wake up. We are here, we are connecting to you, just
Yeah.
listen.
Yes, yes. Like yesterday, I was crossing the street. I went to the supermarket, and my mind was busy, so I didn't even look at the street. And as I'm walking to cross, a car almost not didn't hit me, but it kind of
Yeah.
stopped. And I looked at the first thing I looked was the sign, and it was the 444 number, and it was just like a reminder, like.
Mm.
We are here, don't worry, don't stress, like it's all good, we are always here looking after you. And yeah.
Yeah. Mm. And some of the other physical signs could be the ringing in the ears as well, because people might be hearing, as they are fluctuating within their energy, might hear the ringing to say, we are connecting with you. You just need to adjust your frequency and your vibration so that we can communicate more.
Mm.
I've had that. Have you had the ringing in the ears?
Yeah, all the time. I have it since a few years, like quite a lot, quite
Yeah.
often.
And in that moment, it's almost as if you're telling yourself, okay, why is this happening? Do I need to increase my energy or my vibration to be able to receive? In that moment, you're trying to figure out what's happening, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, our higher selves are one with us. We're always connected. And I feel like our higher self also connects with us in the form of our intuition. Would you say so?
Absolutely. This is the definitely how they talk to us through
Mm.
the intuition. Yeah.
And would you say that is how you averted going into the car the other day?
What do you mean?
So you said a car almost bumped into you and you saw the number 444. Was it a moment of intuition to say, watch out?
No, for me it was more of a reminder of, because I was, like I said, I was a little bit too busy in my mind and kind of worrying. And at that moment, it was like, "Hey, stop! It's all
Mm.
good. It's all good. We are here. We are with you. You are not alone. It's nothing to
Yeah.
worry about." And just like a
Okay.
wake up call to know that you are safe and you are loved, and you are looked after. And
Hmm. Yeah.
there is more than this physical world. And yes, and I love that. And we are both doing the same service, which is we help people to connect with this sacred part of themselves, with the higher self, through the quantum healing sessions that we are doing. And how beautiful is it, right, when they, because we help them, we take them by the hand, and we give them advice, and we guide them through this journey of doing this connection consciously. And I'm touched deeply very often when they allow themselves to really finally surrender and let go of the overthinking mind, and trust, and make this connection. And what they discover is that things are actually how the higher self speaks, and is that things are much more simple than we make them in our conscious thinking mind, in our
Yeah.
everyday busy mind. And I just love, I just love doing this work and helping people to connect with this part of themselves. And I see the difference after, how they are more of themselves. They are more grounded, they are more whole, they're more happy and peaceful and full of hope. And the fear kind of goes away, because when we connect with this part of ourselves, which is so beautiful and so big and so wise and so loving, and
Mm.
uh just makes life so much more beautiful, right?
Yeah, of course. And it is simple. The message is simple. It's us that make things complicated. Okay.
Yeah, and
So,
I
mm,
find this as also a sign of connecting with the higher self. Um, the simplest, the answer usually not is the more profound. And I know I'm talking to the higher self when the answer is in a way simple but profound.
yes, very much so in all the sessions.
Yeah.
Now, I know that beyond quantum healing or quantum healing hypnosis, because that's what we're doing when we help clients, we do take them to the deepest states of trance to connect to their higher selves and gain that understanding of how to connect and when they are connected.
Mhm.
But as you said, you know when you are talking to the higher self, and it's in the way of how they speak.
Mhm.
Do they speak as a higher perspective of we know what's going on, a third person perspective? And when they slip into the third person, then you know exactly who you are speaking to, and you can explore more of who they are.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I have found that the higher self could be one person, and sometimes the higher self could be a team of people that communicate to the individual.
Yeah, there is no yeah, we try to put it, humans try to put it in a box and a label, and kind of to understand it. But yeah, I agree, I think it's nothing that has either a sex, male or female, or a quantity. It's just energy. And on what you say, I also wanted to add that I know that I am speaking with the higher self because the information is empowering
Mhm.
and is not controlling, is expansive, is not contracting anything in any way. It is love based. There is no fear whatsoever. It's integrative. It's positive,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's simple, like we already said. These are signs for me. And also, sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, but I also feel the energy changes when we do when I do the sessions, and the higher self comes through. the energy suddenly shifts when we will ask for this energy to
Yeah,
come through them.
it does. Yeah, it
Mhm.
does shift. You can feel it. And sometimes your whole body just goes into the state of goosebumps.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
incredible.
know. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. And what about if they're not in hypnosis? How do you think they can know they are connected?
I think we are always connected. We are always connected, and
Yeah.
uh, it's, it takes practice to listen and to recognize this part of us. But there is no time that we are not connected. It's just that there is the thinking mind that we use in our everyday life that keeps our mind busy, so we cannot hear the messages from the higher self. And I also wanted to say that in this time that we are now moving into higher vibrations and going into this fifth density, we are integrating more and more of our of the energy of our higher self within our human physical body. So I think in the past, years ago, it was more difficult for, not more difficult, but you needed, I guess, in a way, more effort to raise your vibration high enough to get to that level where you can have the conscious connection with the higher self. Now, because we are more raising our vibration more and more and more, we are closer to this energy, vibration-wise. So it's easier. I personally have I feel I have connection with the highest with my higher self whenever I want it.
Mm.
It's always there, and I just have to quiet the mind, make the question, listen, and trust the first thing that will come. And and it happened this morning. Actually, it was funny. I was asking. I was talking. I was asking them something, and they told me, you are love." And how many times we have heard that, right? You are
Mm.
love, you are love, you are pure love, you're made of love, that's who you are. And I said to myself, can you explain that to me? Can you explain me, what do you mean when you say we are love? I want to understand it from the human perspective. I want to understand what it means. And I had no idea what to expect, I just needed this answer in a way. I don't know. So they said to me, um, okay, we will tell you, it's very simple. I'm like, okay. And they say, how were you made? You, Hara, how were you made? What made you? It was your mother and your father in love.
Mm.
And it was the love that created you, wasn't it? And I'm just getting goosebumps right now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. And they say, so you are made of love.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, my God, that's so simple, so profound, so childish, but so I don't know, just so amazing. And at that moment, I knew, that was from this perspective that we are talking about, this higher self that is just simple, profound, and beautiful.
Yeah. So here's another analogy for you. Okay, exactly what you just said. So if you are a little baby and you are born, right, you are one with your mum. So there will always be a connection. So the same with you incarnating here in this plane, you will always be connected and be part of where you've come from.
Mm.
The source, the one, or always connected to your higher self. So wonderful. I love that. I love that higher self perspective.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. And as well as the way they speak to you when you sit and listen and when you set that intention, it's the way they make you feel, the way they make you see things, and it's about using your senses here as well.
Mm.
And I feel it also connects to your emotions, because your emotions are also very strongly connected to your inner power, your solar plexus, and your intuition.
How would you explain that more about the working with the emotions?
Well, the emotions that you are feeling is an indication of where you are aligned to go more, in which direction are you supposed to be going in. And therefore, it's also your higher self saying that if you go into the direction of what feels good, then you will be doing things effortlessly and easily.
Yeah.
Where if you resist things and go into a different direction, then you'll just hit an obstacle after obstacle, and it will just feel like a strenuous effort or journey for you, and nothing will go according to plan. So when you are living your life, your higher self will always be guiding you and giving you that intuitive feeling or thought in which direction would be the right thing for you to do. And it's all sometimes for me personally, it's all connected to the solar plexus, because that's kind of how you are feeling everything, and your emotions and everything is held into that center. Your knowingness, your I don't know what other words I can use here, but
Yeah.
just the feeling of when you connect to an energy or you connect to someone else, where do you feel that pull, that energetic pull? You feel it from the stomach area. And obviously, if you work with a love vibration and you connect with people as you would do in your quantum healing sessions, you would feel it as well from the heart area as you are making that connection.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, totally.
So where in the body do you feel it?
Okay, for me, I think it's more in the head area. I feel when I do the connection, I feel the crown chakra opening up
Mm.
and kind of
Yeah,
opening up,
brilliant.
and
Mm.
I feel like it's expanding. It's becoming bigger, and I feel
Fantastic.
I feel the energy from the head running through, and also the heart opening.
Yeah. Mm.
And you?
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Solar
Mm.
plexus for me, just that knowingness. And from the
Mm.
head area sometimes, because the higher self can be putting in words or thoughts into your mind.
Yeah,
Like, what is thought? Where does thought really originate from, right?
true.
Where does that inspiration come from? From
Yeah,
your higher self.
yeah, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you did amazing work for us today, and you have compiled some examples of connecting to the higher self.
Yes, I
Would you
did.
like to would you like to play the first one?
Sure. So the first one is from uh, from the end of a session where I am asking the higher. I have already talked with the higher self of the person for quite a while, and we are about to close the session. And I'm asking for explanation of what is the higher self from their perspective. So here is what they have to say.
Okay.
What is your relationship to her? Could you describe it in words that we could understand? How would you? Who are you? How would you? I'm curious. Um, we are talking such a long time. You gave her so much information and so much healing and
Yeah.
and I'm just wanted to ask you if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the person you saw in the beginning sitting, the old man sitting in the armchair. I'm not an old man. I'm not a young woman. I cannot. I cannot serve with these things like I'm a human being like this or that, because I'm not.
Yes.
I'm something which I can describe because we don't have the words or we don't have the meanings in this earth life to describe some entity like I am.
Okay.
But as you can see, I'm very familiar with you, and you can integrate me very easily, and you don't need to give me a label.
Okay. I like that very much. So Dagmar can slowly integrate more of your wisdom into her everyday life.
Yes, we will meet.
Oh,
And I really appreciated also to speak to you, Hara. It was a really nice time with both of you.
thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I liked it. And I like how they said, it was nice talking to you both.
Exactly, right? Like talking to you both from the third perspective.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mm, okay.
that was cool.
Well, so I love that. And I want to help other quantum healers as well, because I'm sure they will also be joining us and watching this. So I know that there is different ways that you can connect to the higher self within a session. Okay, so what is the best way to connect to a higher self?
For me, it's getting out of the head,
Mm,
getting out of the thinking mind, listening, getting into the heart, getting into the space of the heart, and allow for this wisdom, this inner knowing, this to come through by listening, just listening, and knowing that you don't have to figure it out. It will come to you, because many people are trying to connect, and they actually engage their thinking mind to come up with the answer, but and then this it can be like a obstacle, because they get confused. So when I have found that when you just surrender, like surrender fully, and allow this to guide you to come through, and it will come. You just have to listen. And I'm saying to my clients, sometimes they ask me, what should I do, to give them tips, and I say, do nothing. Just
mm,
surrender, surrender, surrender.
mm,
Allow, and listen to the guidance, and then do not question it, and do not second guess it.
mm,
Just put your mind in a box and padlock it, and just listen and trust it and say it, and don't care if it's simple, or if it's just one word, or if it's just a feeling or a picture or whatever that is. Just allow them to use your vocal cords, and just start saying things, and it will eventually make sense and unfold in a way that you will have, when you will have finished what you wanted to, what came through you, then you will be able to see how profound it was.
mm. Initially, it doesn't feel like that because we overthink and overanalyze.
Mm.
But once you actually listen back to your session, then you think, wow, I didn't remember that. I can't remember saying that. And then kind of it's all very profound and things start to happen.
Yes, totally. uh, and what happens in the sessions, or
Mm,
sometimes, is that after I have sessions that they had a wonderful connection and amazing information coming through, and I had no doubt whatsoever that it was the higher self that I was speaking with, because of what we were talking about earlier, the expansiveness, the positivity, the love, and all this, and the wisdom, and the simplicity. And anyway, and then when they will come out of the trance, and the thinking mind will kick in, and they will be like, I made it all up. Oh my God, I made it all up. And I'm like,
yeah.
relax. It's okay. Don't judge yourself. If you think you made it up, that's okay. Just relax. And I said to them, when you will go home and you will listen to that recording, you will feel, you will feel that, and you will know where these answers were coming from. You will have no doubt. There will be something there that it will make you have no doubt about where did this information came from.
Mm, yeah. We do doubt ourselves and we are not separate from the higher self. So are you making it up? Yeah, you are. But you are making it up from a place where you are actually connected. Mm. So for me, for example, I've experienced within the quantum healing hypnosis sessions that clients don't necessarily experience a past life. They will see something, maybe just one scene that will be appropriate for them to see, and then it's almost like the higher self intuitively says to me, the practitioner, now is the time to connect to me. So when you feel like you're in that place that the higher self is giving you the time and the sign of connect to me now, I'm here and I'm ready, then it's almost like I connect very easily with a higher self without any past life, if you believe in past lives, explorations, which
Mm.
is great. It's fantastic that clients can so easily connect at times, and it's not necessarily always required to go to other places and explore
Mm.
past life scenes.
You know, I love what you said, and I would dare to say that I feel that the higher self comes through, at least more consciously, from the beginning. They guide them. They guide them through whatever journey they might take, whether going into a past life or a parallel life or a future life or in the same life or whatever that might be that they are going to see in their journey. It's already this energy has been working, collaborating with them and giving them what they need for their journey, their individual journey. And I
Yeah.
feel, and I have heard many clients who have said that they felt the shift instantly.
Mm.
Even, I don't know if you had that, even
Mm.
from the beginning of, even from the pre-talk, from the interview, where they come in and I'm able to perceive the energy around them, and maybe orbs, or I know they are there, they are uh,
Yeah.
present already.
Mm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah,
Mm,
sometimes they do.
mm,
And within the session as well, Hara, I feel like when the client connects, really connects with the higher self, it's almost like they're on a wave, right?
mm,
Your energy automatically rises as you make that connection.
yeah.
And then you are fully connected, but your mind sometimes get in the way, and we know that.
Mm,
So then when that happens, it dips a little bit, but then you think to yourself, okay, I need to let that go, and you step right back in.
yeah.
So automatically, that I feel is where the doubt comes in.
Mm.
Know that it's natural for your energy to flow like that, in and out, until you fully get to a place where you can trust that and stay in that power. Mm.
Yeah, this indeed, I feel it happening also in my sessions, and but it's just like on and off, and if it comes, I have already told them in advance, and I will remind them to just ignore the doubts, just watch them pass by like clouds in the sky, and
Yeah.
just go back deep into this place of trusting, and then they,
Mm.
they take it from there again.
Yeah.
And
Expectations are one of the biggest things that holds us back. Mm.
big time. Yes, yes, yes.
Because when we connect in these sessions, we are fully connected, and the access there is incredible. We can do anything in these sessions, and it's all about our expectations and how much we not only allow but believe. We are our own obstacles.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because expectation, it limits what you, your mind limits what you are to receive. It will limit it, and it will create resistance. And I mean, they know better than we do. They know, they can see the bigger picture. They know that maybe people come with questions for their sessions, and that come
Mhm.
from the thinking mind, in a way, from what they think they want, right? But ultimately, what they do get is what they need, isn't it?
Yeah, of
And
course it is.
how beautiful is that, right? And it
Mhm.
might take time to understand it and to digest it. And
Yeah,
hmm.
definitely. And just to go back a little bit, when you said the higher self is always connected even from the start of a session, I
Hmm.
want to add to that as well, because whatever the higher self is showing you is exactly what is reflecting to what you need to know in the now in your life, what's happening and what you need to see that you're not seeing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to share my first QHHT
Okay.
as a client
Mhm.
some years ago. So I went there with a long list of complicated questions, talking about expectations, right? So
Yeah.
that was 2 3 years before I become a practitioner. So I just wanted to have a session as a client, and so at that time I had just discovered my star family lineage and my where I come from. I'm star seed, blah blah blah, all these things, and I had like tons of questions about all these beings and like all this stuff. And so I went there with a long list of questions, and to make the long story short, I didn't get almost none of the answers I wanted. And my higher self said, she doesn't need all this. Why does she need all this? We're not going to give her any of these answers. That's not what she need. And instead, I was being shown a life as a flower, past life
Wow.
as a flower. So beautiful, so incredible. Uh, Such a grace, such a beauty, such a simplicity, just like magic, you know. And my higher self said, see, at this moment, she just needs to be.
Yeah.
She doesn't need anything else, any complicated, convoluted, scientific, extraterrestrial, seventh dimensional beings or whatever you want to know, or
Yeah.
stuff like this. Just be. And you know what? I came out of the session and I was crying all the way home, and I was so angry with myself and so frustrated, and I was thinking I failed, and I was really angry, and it took me time to really see the profundity and
Mm.
the beauty of just just relax, relax, do that first, and the rest will come, just connect, ground, know
Yeah.
that you are supported, always supported. uh, because as a flower you are basically you're rooted, you're
Yeah.
being fed by mother Gaia, and you're just there, and there's nothing to worry. You feel the interconnectedness with all the other um, elementals and the flora and fauna of the planet, and it really made me cry when my practitioner asked me, after I described where I am and what is going on around me, and she told me, how do you feel? And I remember I cried from such a deep place. And it could be what you said, the solar plexus, because the tears came from this deep space of just, I was just in that space of, I was like um, connected and rooted and supported in such a way that, and it was exactly what I needed, and I hadn't thought about it, right? It was the conscious mind that wanted complicated answers and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's right. The simpleness of everything. So I can tell something from my first session. Okay, and we can go on exploring. So one of the things in my session that came out was I had some health questions, and the higher self said to me, you need to stop drinking milk products, dairy products. And I ignored it for such a long time. And the problem didn't go away, and I couldn't understand, how I'm going to get rid of this health issue that I have. And eventually, I started to stop eating dairy. Now, I still eat a bit of cheese, but I'm almost drinking no milk, no milk.
Mm.
And the condition has completely disappeared. So in these sessions as well, when you're connected to the higher self, the guidance that the higher self give you, you might think, I don't think that's going to help, or you might not follow the guidance your higher self gives you
Yeah.
until a really later time or at a later stage.
Mm.
And I personally can vouch for the higher self gave me the guidance, exactly what I needed to do to step into a healthier state, the physically.
Yeah.
So do listen to your higher self, especially in these sessions. Now, the second thing I'd like to ask is, there are many ways to connect to your higher self. You're always connected, okay? And these quantum healing sessions are just another way to make that connection, okay? And of course, there are various other things we can explore in these sessions. But how many sessions should one have from your perspective, Hara?
I don't think there's a number or a limit. Because I think it's totally varies on the individual. So I cannot really say a number. It depends on the person. You can have one and it's enough for the rest of your life until you understand and integrate it and put it into action. And you can have many. So I have clients who come again after a year or even after 3 months or 2 months, and and I have also sessions exchange with other practitioners, and it's always beneficial and beautiful. So yeah, I don't know, for me, like I said, it totally varies. What do you think?
No, I think it's perfect because it all depends on where you are in your life and the intention you have at the time of your session. So perfect.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So would you like to share your second session?
Yes, that's what I wanted to say, actually. Perfect. So this is from a really beautiful session I had a few months ago.
Is there anything that Matthew didn't know about himself and you would like to say to him today?
Where he is now, everything that has happened and that is happening is absolutely perfect. Nothing is wrong, and most of all, he is safe. He is always safe wherever he is, wherever he goes. He will always be looked after.
I think he really needed to hear that.
Yes.
And also the fact that everything is unfolding according to the plan in his life.
And there's no need to try and accelerate anything.
Okay.
Just to stay in the flow of the present moment. Because in the present moment, everything has already happened.
Are you always connected to Matthew?
Yes, I'm always there.
So would it benefit him to know that you're always connected to him?
Yes.
So, sometimes we humans, we doubt this connection in our everyday life. So would it be helpful for Matthew to know, to really know and believe that he is connected to you?
Yes, he must know and understand that I am here, and he just needs to feel, and he will feel me.
Is it possible to give him a body sensation, a physical sensation? We humans love to have this, of some type right now, just to let him know this.
Yes.
And can you allow him to describe this sensation out loud?
It's almost like a shock, a tingling of energy throughout the whole body at once.
Okay, and I'm gonna just add 1-2 questions, and then we can close. Sometimes humans tend to have our conscious mind doubt the validity of this experience. when it's over and some time passes. So if Matthew starts to doubt the information or the connection in this session in the future, or starts thinking, I made it up, you know, things like this, what would you say to him now to reassure him?
The session has been planned lifetimes ago, longer than that. Everything that happened is in perfect synchronicity, and he knows this, and he can feel right now the difference between the higher self and the conscious awareness of the human. He can feel this very clearly, and there is absolutely no reason to doubt any of this.
Wonderful. Is there any last message or anything you would like to say to him before we close?
You are so incredibly deeply loved, not only by the people that you know, but also in the non-physical world. There's so much love for you.
What a beautiful session. Wow, he's so connected. He is so in tuned.
Yeah, and that was one of my all-time favorite sessions. And what was beautiful is that he gave me permission to share it on YouTube. And if you see the comments of the people who are listening to the session, it's so incredible, because it just confirms me this interconnectedness of how we are all one, and just because most of the people, they are saying how it resonated with them, and it would make them emotional and make them cry and make them feel that this session was for them, not for him. Seriously. And it's just so beautiful. So yeah, it's one truth, one one soul, one energy at the end. I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
spreading through each and every one of us.
That was really beautiful. Wow, I really enjoyed listening to that. And please do post the YouTube video link below
I
so
will.
that other people can listen to it, because I know that I've listened to it already. So
Yeah.
but it was nice to just listen to that higher self connection again. Amazing, amazing. Okay. So where do you feel we should be going next with regards to that connection? Because there's so many ways, and it's all about the intention. It's all about how you ask for this information and what time you put aside to receive the information. It could be in the moment, it could be in meditation or yoga. Do you feel like food affects your body in a way that restricts the connection to the higher self?
Yes, and it's a good point, because I wanted to talk about that, because I'm asking often people's higher selves how to stay connected and receive the guidance in their day-to-day life and everything, and very often comes down to keeping our vibrations high. The more we have, and it makes so much sense, because the more we have our vibration high, the more we can tune into that energy of the high self. So doing what we love, going out in nature, taking care of our body, taking care of our spirits, resting, meditating, taking care of our diet, and being happy, doing things that fills us with joy, with like excitement, and all these are things that keep our vibrations high. And that's how we kind of close the gap, and we go closer and closer to the truth, to the true self, to the totality of us.
You've mentioned everything. I would say that that was a perfect answer, because it's everything you've just mentioned. It's eat the right foods, look after everything. It's it's right there, and if you do those things, perfect. You will live a long, healthy life. Yeah. But unfortunately, we do have some stress sometimes, and it's managing the stress, and it's all about doing the things that feel right to you in the moment.
Yes, more and more I get the messages from the higher self to do what you love. Just do what you love, and don't put limitations on yourself in a way do things that you don't want to do. You know, I hear this more and more, and it's such a great reminder, because we put so much baggage on us, and so much to do things we should do and we should be doing, or you know, also limiting ourselves on how how to speak, how to that we, you know, we don't that people will accept us, and you know, and just like limiting ourselves a lot. So I think it's about freeing ourselves at the end, just honoring ourselves and just doing what we feel like doing, and I think then we are the true self. We are true to ourselves, so you know, there we are.
And we are multidimensional in nature. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the higher self could be our multidimensional energies that connect with us as well. So I know that the higher self, we like to put names to it and give it an image. What does it look like? But it's all about the energy. We've mentioned this already. It's all about the energy and how it feels and recognizing that energy. And it's amazing what you did in that session. Ask the client and the higher self, ask the higher self to show the client how they are connected. Give him that feeling within the body. I always do that with my clients as well. And I love that. Perfect. Wonderful.
Fantastic.
So I know that you have loads and loads and loads of sessions you'd like to share, and we will be playing all of it after this, because Hara and I will be closing the session unless Hara has something else to add. So please sit back, relax, and listen to the rest of the compilation.
I just want to say I love you guys, everybody who's watching, and Christilla, I love you so much. Trust yourselves, and that's all.
Continue working, and you are always connected. Don't doubt yourself. And thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And if you are interested in quantum healing hypnosis, BQH, and you would like to apply, you can get your special 10% discount, and that will also be below in the video. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
And we are also available for private sessions, both of us. You can find our links and our contacts below the video. So we would be honored to be your guides in these beautiful journeys. And yes, much love.
How can he better connect to you in the future?
We'll connect in his mind. He wants to help. We will see him in the future.
John seems very open and aware. How can he improve his intuitive skills to get further enlightenment?
Be around more people like you. Be around like-minded people. Share your ideas, share your thoughts.
She has a connection to her higher self, but she doubts it.
We underestimate ourselves, don't we?
Yes. She always thought she was weak, and she was one of the strongest. And the reason why she was one of the strongest, it will change. She will change.
Thank you so much.
aware of the connection and trusting it more with her reality. But after listening to this recording and actually understanding what she's capable of doing, because she's never believed before, then after she repeatedly listens, the doubt will start to subside. Only then, once the doubt has subsided, will she fully be able to look at her gifts and what she's capable of doing.
When Masayo contacted me for a session, what did you hope that she would receive from this session the most?
To be connected to her true self, to let her be who she is.
Yeah.
She, you know, like on your postcard, there's this diamond or gem, and she's that, like shining in different colors and shapes, and that's why she was also drawn to this postcard, because it talked to her, and she knew that this is what she's looking for.
Who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the reason why I have this as a image. It represents for me the human being, the soul, and the different aspects and the power of it.
Yeah, and I think she just knew intuitively that she's shining like this too, and especially because she's a shapeshifter, she has this ability to reflect all the colors and lights, and I think she just understood.
Beautiful. How can she stay connected to you and receive your guidance in her day-to-day life?
Every morning when she wakes up, she should just take a minute to remember me and to know that I'm here for her. And,
can you give her a body sign now, a body sensation, or a physical sensation of some type right now to let her know that you are now connected to her?
Yeah.
Can you allow her to describe the sensation out loud?
It's an opening up of her forehead, of her third eye. She has known this for a long time, but it's really like I'm here. I'm all over here. Like she has this crown, and it's surrounding her brain fully, or her head. So she just needs to remember, just maybe a slight touch in the morning on her third eye, and yeah, she can just even touch herself on her third eye to remember that we're here.
Beautiful. So when she contacted me for a session, what did you hope that she would receive from the session the most?
The healing. Also the confirmation that she's going right. And the knowing that there's more to come. Yeah. She should trust. Also how to hear intuition.
So how can she stay connected to you and receive your guidance in her day-to-day life?
Do what she loves, like music, dancing, sharing with friends, cooking, meditating, taking more relaxed times, like going to nature.
So enjoying life and herself.
Yeah. Taking it easy. Smiling. Yeah.
And how are all these things strengthening this connection?
Because then she's working on her life purpose. Because when she's happy, it's contagious.
Mm.
And people get very happy too.
Mm-hmm. So it has
So
a
that,
ripple effect.
yeah,
That's amazing. And that's how she accomplished her mission.
yeah, some part.
Mm. And it's a fun way, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a struggle.
no.
Mm. Amazing. So, is there any last message that you would like to say to her? Any last piece of advice?
Just flow, listen. Everything will be fine.
Mm.
It's gonna be very, very good soon. Yeah.
Mm. Wonderful. Is Irene at this time ready to embody more, merge with the percent of her high self?
Yeah.
So can you explain to her why this merging with her higher self is important?
Again, to fulfill the purpose,
Mm-hmm.
to connect to intuition,
Mm-hmm.
to bring light and vibration, higher vibration to the surroundings.
How can she stay connected to you and receive your guidance from in her day-to-day life?
She's already pretty much connected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe so.
It's like we merged in some way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the only thing she needs to make sure that her vibe is high, her vibration is high.
Mm-hmm.
That she knows that she can control her thoughts, and
Yes.
that thoughts are not, well, we create reality with our thoughts. She needs to just like practice it
Yeah.
and not forget about it.
And how can she stay in high vibration?
Take care of herself, for her spirit, her mind, her body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like not worry if you enjoy life. Essentially, like it's okay. You can be happy.
Yeah. Is there any last message you want to give to her before we go?
That she is loved by me and by many of her friends, her family.
Her family? Mm-hmm. They're with her?
Yeah, that everyone wants her. People want her to be happy. Her friends want her to be happy.
Mm-hmm. So she's not even aware how much loved she is, right? It's good for her to know that. Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything else that you wish that you would have asked today?
I would say to release any doubt of the invisible realms and your ability to connect to your highest self. Trust in all that you feel, hear, and see. And trust in your ability for your own power. It just takes discipline with her mind, putting forth the effort, trusting her intuition and her heart. but putting forth the practice toward it, being open to the invisible realms and working with them.
Can you tell her how can she stay connected to you and receive her guidance in her day-to-day life?
She has to reconnect with her breath and calm down the mind by recognizing the ego part. And then she recognizes our answers about a positive feeling.
And how will she know where these answers are coming from? From the way that they feel?
From the way that they feel. And recreate them so obviously and sometimes absurd that she should trust them.
So your trademark, so to say, the way that the way it feels is more expansive and more loving.
Yes.
The overthinking, fearful thoughts are creating stress and anxiety.
She can feel it in her heart space. She needs to know that she's really in contact with her true self. She just needs to believe it and don't be scared. Because she really has this power already in herself just for being who she is.
So would it benefit her to know that you're always connected with her?
Yes. She just needs to ask the question and don't be afraid of the answer. She can do that.
How can she stay then? Sorry. In other words, how can she stay connected to you in her day-to-day life? And receive your guidance.
By doing this and breathing and closing her eyes. And she goes straight into this relaxed state when she can really shut and or put it in the background, her thinking mind, and just get a hold of her true self. That she needs to believe she can do that. She cannot forget that she can do that.
Like she's doing it now, right?
Exactly.
This will be a proof for her. Okay. Is there any last message that you would like to say, to give to her before we close?
I'm happy to be her higher self.
So you're proud of her?
I am, yes. And that I'm here for her every time she needs me.
Wonderful.